and welcome to the first video on the Talking Amazins with JB YouTube channel. My name is Jordan Braun, and this is my first ever YouTube video. So, the main purpose of this channel is, like in the header, it's going to say, for a Mets fan, by a Mets fan. As a very passionate Mets fan, besides being a very passionate Mets fan, I graduated in May of 2021 from the State University of New York at Oswego with a degree in broadcasting and mass communication. And really, my biggest dream is to be in the field of broadcasting, especially with sports and probably with the Mets, because I've been a Mets fan since 2012. That's really year became a diehard fan, and really I just want this to be a channel to not just only show off my Mets fandom, but you know, obviously bring out the latest Mets news, latest rumors, anything Mets related. So with this little icebreaker out of the way, before we get into today's video, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up, share it with any of your friends or family, and of course, hit that subscribe button. For today's video, the biggest topic surrounding the Mets right now is, of course, the return of Jacob deGrom. And as of recording this video, last night, March 22nd, marked deGrom's first start on a big league mound since July 7th of 2021 against the Milwaukee Brewers, as he faced the Houston Astros last night in a spring training. Picked up from where he left off in the 2021 season in an injury-shortened 2021 season. In arguably the greatest first half that a pitcher ever had, in 92 innings pitched, deGrom posted a 7-2 win-loss record, a 1.08 earned runs against average, a 0.554 whip, a 3.73 ERA plus, 146 strikeouts to 11 walks. Besides his importance to the Mets in the 2022 season, this season is an important year for Jake in terms of a contractual standpoint, in that he plans on opting out of his current contract after this season and plans on hitting the free agent market. Jake, before the 2019 season, signed a 5-year, $137.5 million deal with the Mets that would have kept him under contract until the 2024 season, but it also included a clause in the contract in which he could opt out after the 2022 season. Of course, many Met fans are going to be concerned about deGrom opting out, but realistically, I look at it from this standpoint. Look at, in terms of, let's just say you're working at your job and you've been the best at your job. It's like going up to your manager and saying, "Hey, I want a raise." That's what I look at with deGrom. And he's going to want to get paid. And he's been the best pitcher in baseball since 2018. Obviously, we know that the guys won back-to-back Cy Youngs in the 2018 and 2019 season. He finished third in voting in the 2020 shortened season. And this past season, if he didn't get hurt, he would have ran away with the 2021 NL Cy Young. So we could have been talking about 3 Cy Youngs in 4 years. So I don't think it should come as a shock that deGrom is opting out of his current contract. The biggest thing, too, is this is a new ownership for the Mets. This isn't the same cheap Wilpon ran team for many years. This is a Steve Cohen ran team. A Steve Cohen ran team that paid Francisco Lindor a 10-year, $341 million deal. And then this past offseason given Max Scherzer a 3-year, $130 million deal. So I don't think Met fans should be really concerned about deGrom opting out, because Jake has come forward too that once he does hit that opt-out, he's going to want to talk to the Mets on a consistent basis. So it seems like he wants to be a guy that wants to be a Met for his life. And that's a huge thing for this team going forward. But I think the Mets and deGrom are both smart in terms of letting the season play out. This way, we could see him make 30 starts again, that he's healthy, and then we could roll out the bank for him. Opt out, it's just a way of deGrom wanting to get paid more. And really, we got him for a bargain. I mean, this season, he's on the books for $33.5 million compared to Max Scherzer making $43.3 million per year on his deal. So, and like I said before, this is a guy that's been the best pitcher since 2018. And not just the accolades back it up, but also the statistics. And just to run off some statistics that I saw, deGrom since 2018 in 91 games and 581 innings pitched has a 1.94 earned run against average, a K percentage of 34.7, a fielding independent pitching of 2.14, and an opponent OPS of 530. And since 2018, his ERA plus is at 205. He's first in all those statistics except K percentage, which he's behind Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees. And the basic calculation of ERA plus, 100 is an average MLB pitcher. Using that metric, deGrom's ERA plus of 205 is 105% better than the average MLB pitcher. The gap between who's the best and who's the second best, deGrom beats it by a wide margin, and like I said, the guy's just going to get paid. And the way the pitching market has gone the past few years, it's working in deGrom's favor. I mean, Garrett Cole in the 2019 offseason signed a 9-year, $324 million deal with the Yankees. That puts him on the books for a $36 million AAV. Trevor Bauer in the 2020 offseason signed a 3-year, $102 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That puts him on an average annual value salary of $40 million, almost. And then this past offseason, the New York Mets getting Max Scherzer on a 3-year, $130 million deal, which puts him on a $43.3 million AAV. So deGrom's going to want to eclipse Scherzer in terms of AAV. But the thing is, I don't think deGrom gets the term like Garrett Cole got a few years ago, because deGrom is currently entering his age 33, going into age 34 season. So I could see him taking similar to a Trevor Bauer or Scherzer deal, which is a 3-year deal. But I see him at most wanting 5 years to putting him till like age 40. And the lowest AAV the guy is going to want is at least $45 million in my opinion. But I could see the guy wanting tops to be $50 million, because he's going to want to get himself a big payday, especially if he starts 30 games and finishes again in not only the top 3 in Cy Young voting, but also if he wins another Cy Young. Fans are going to look at that number and say it's an overpay for a guy that's only supposed to start every 5 days, but deGrom's impact on the field can't be matched by a lot of players. He's just a transcendent talent, and in my opinion is a guy that is working on a Cooperstown worthy career. And it's only fitting that he retires where it starts, in my opinion, and that he gets paid. And like I said before, you can look at it from both perspectives, and realistically, if deGrom makes 30 starts and is healthy and is deGrom, he gets paid more. If he gets hurt, which would be unfortunate, and we don't want that as fans, he doesn't use the opt-out, and we get him for a lower price next year. So it really works for both sides. But I think he just comes back and starts 30 games, is deGrom, and wins another Cy Young. And there'll be be the fear of him opting out, and I just think the Mets will pay him. I mean, if you pay Lindor, that's fine, and if you pay Scherzer, that's fine too. But it's also about taking care of your homegrown talent, and deGrom's on the top of that list. I mean, besides Pete Alonso, I think, and Lindor and Scherzer, deGrom's one of those face of the franchise players, and they need to take care of him. But at the same time, I don't think Met fans should panic. I think a compromise will be reached once the opt out does happen. There's an ongoing dispute in the Twitter world about his health, and he's always been an injury prone guy. He's never made 200 innings or 30 starts. That is false. He's made 200 innings before. He's started 30 games. I mean, the guy has made 30 starts in the 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2019 season. And outside of that, it's his rookie season in 2014. He got called up in May. And 2016, he missed a month due to an injury to end the year. And a COVID-shortened year, even though it was only 60 games, he started 12 of those games. That puts him on a 30-start pace through a full season, and then this past season. So I think the fact that people think he's injury prone is a fallacy. And the 200 innings thing, in the years he won the Cy Young, the guy was consistently eating up innings, and there's no doubt in my mind he deserves to be paid. And I think there shouldn't be any reason for concern from a Mets fan perspective, but also the Mets front office perspective and deGrom's perspective. And really, that's just all I have about the topic. That's really all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Of course, feel free to leave a comment. How do you feel about deGrom wanting to opt out after the 2022 season? Do you think the Mets ultimately keep him? And what do you think his next contract's going to look like? And before I go, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course hit that subscribe button. Until next time, Talkin Amazins with JB.